going on, Tony? How you doing?
Hey, thanks for having me on, man.
All right, man. Welcome back to MMA Junkie Radio. You're on with George and Goes. We also have Frank Trigg with us and Mike Bond from USA Today Sports. Pleasure to have you on. Tony, sort this out from us. First of all, do you want the guys that are chasing you, or are you waiting for Conor for this fight to happen and then just go after Conor yourself? Which direction are you leaning towards?
I'm interested towards the interim title belt. That's what I want. I don't care who it is. I mean, obviously we got a couple names that can be thrown into the picture, but I want a decent fight. I could wait around for Conor McNuggets for a whole long time, but we know how that's going to go. Depending on how this Mayweather fight goes, that's a long time to wait. But Khabib, if that dude's ready for this belt and he really wants his ass whooping, we'll handle that. We can handle that within the next couple months and go for the interim title. I mean, I'm not really much for talking right now. I usually do my talking inside the octagon. But you put them up in front of me, I'm going to knock their ass out, straight up.
Mm-hmm. So Khabib would be your number one guy that you would like to fight once he's ready to return to fighting.
The draw that the Khabib fight and myself would be huge. I mean, this would be awesome. I think the fans have deserved this fight. I think more than deserved it. They've bought their tickets. They've saved the pay-per-view dates. They've bought the pay-per-views. I mean, UFC 209 was kind of a flop because Khabib didn't show up.
Right.
It was kind of a shitty thing. I mean, it was all the fans. Every person that I heard, I even showed up into the fight just to show my support for the system. And it was terrible, man. It was fucking terrible. Like, Khabib should be ashamed of himself, and he needs to make that up to all of his fans, especially in Russia.
Mm-hmm. Here's the thing, man. I felt like the ship sailed when he didn't make weight. And he's still great. He's still undefeated. He's still a top-ranked guy. But I felt at that point you either moved into the Conor McGregor, into those sweepstakes, or because you're saying you want to fight for an interim title, someone else now comes along, a Kevin Lee or an Edson Barbosa that's put in some work, or even Justin Gaethje, who's the latest flavor of the week. But you prefer Khabib even after all that, even after the summer of Lee and Gaethje.
The one thing is Kevin Lee doesn't meet the standards as far as the MMA math doesn't add up for what he's done and what I've done for this. He barely beat Chiesa. His chin is very testable. And Justin Gaethje is a much more gamer opponent than Kevin Lee. I think Gaethje takes Lee in the first round, honestly. And so if Gaethje wants to get another fight before he wants to go for the interim belt, I mean, go ahead, waste your time. But if you want to sign on the dotted line, we can make that shit happen. Mm-hmm. I mean, literally, I've seen a bunch of holes in this dude's game. He almost got finished in round one. Without the shit talk, his skills are set, man. He puts a lot of forward pressure like Khabib. That's what I want. I want somebody that's going to test my skills. And so if Conor's going to sit around and wait, and we have to wait fucking forever for this, I don't feel like waiting, man. I'm used to competing from 3 to 6 times a year.
Right.
And I'm not going to – my shelf life is great. I use the metaphor, the juice versus the sauce. I'm not the one that made it up, and if you believe in that, I mean, how long does juice stay in your fridge? Not very long.
Okay.
But the sauce lasts forever, dude. And my shelf life is great. So I'm here, I'm competing, I'm maintaining weight. I'm throwing jabs at Khabib, and Ali Abdelaziz is saying, we want this fight. We want to make this happen, and we want to see Conor in Russia. And I'm like, dude, you guys can't make the weight. If you can't make it here, what do you think you're going to do in Russia? You're going to miss weight. You're going to disappoint all the fans in your own hometown, and it's going to be no bueno for you. Mm-hmm. Let's make this shit happen here right now. Let's get somebody that can make weight, that wants to fight, and that has earned the right to fight against me. Because I've put in my time, boys.